This is gonna be a guide on how to efficiently spend your crystals, diamonds, gems, well, whatever you wanna call it. This was actually requested a lot, so let's get into it, shall we? First of all, the thing you're gonna be spending most of your diamonds on is, of course, pulling units. It's kinda hard to tell which banner is actually worth pulling or how much you should spend on it. And for that very reason, every time a new banner is released, I'm gonna be making a little guide explaining and reviewing that banner specifically. But in this video, I'm gonna be giving you a few rules of thumb so you can follow. First of all, a worthy 5-star banner of the regular banners, of course, is one with 2 good 5-star rate up units. That's the first thing you should be looking for. If the banner only has 1 solid unit, it might not be worth your money, but if it has 2, well, that's way more solid, isn't it? You should also be looking a little bit at the 4 stars, but not too much. If it has good 4 stars, well, that's solid, great, but you shouldn't really be pulling just because of them. A little exception is if the banner has a specific unit that you really want to the point that you would mileage it instead. In that case, even if the other 5-star is kinda bad, you could consider that banner. You should also be thinking about if you're gonna be using those units and investing in them, because having units of +0 is not really gonna help you. You should be looking at units that you are actually gonna be investing on. And for that, you need to know kind of what direction your team is going and what kind of units you need to achieve that goal. So for example, let's look at the current banner, which is Lillian and Veronia. Both are really solid, so you could easily say this is a great banner. But for some reason, if you don't like Veronia and don't feel like investing in her, and at the same time you already have another plan for your tanks and you don't want Lillian, well, you shouldn't be pulling even though the banner is supposedly good, right? There's absolutely no point in getting a good unit that you're not gonna be investing on and not using in the long run. Also, if you already have one of the 2 good 5-stars in the banner, well, you shouldn't really be pulling, because pulling for dupes as a free-to-play player is kinda bad. You shouldn't be looking for that. Instead, you should be saving, so you have enough resources when a new unit comes out or as the banner changes and there's a unit you're looking for. But if you already have enough resources saved, you can and should be spending those crystals in the legendary banner instead. In fact, you should be mostly pulling there. Those great banners with good 5-stars don't always come out that often. And even if they do, there's a chance you already have one of those or you just don't want the unit at all. So in the end, you'll be pulling on the regular banners very rarely, and instead spending most of your resources in the legendary banner, praying to the gods for a Nocto. But then, well, another question arises. Should I be spending the full 900 crystals to get the mileage or buying the 600 crystals pack? Well, that is quite debatable. You're gonna be hearing different opinions in this, but well, here's my own. If you pull directly with crystals instead of buying the package, you're paying extra 300 diamonds so you can get 150 mileage. So quick maths, to get the full 4k mileage, you're gonna be spending 8,000 diamonds. But if you were to use those 8,000 diamonds elsewhere, say pulling normal banners, you could be getting things arguably better. So with 8,000 diamonds you can pull 160 times, and you get 1,333 mileage just from the pulls. So, well, you can see that you're losing a little bit of mileage, right? But those 160 pulls are way better, because 160 pulls is 80% of the average to pull one of your desired units. So the banner has 2 specific rate up 5-star units, one of those is the one you want, so that's a 0.5% chance of getting it, so the average is 200. So with 160 you get 80% of the average. Of course, it's all RNG, but we are talking averages and those are really important. Getting your desired unit this way would be equivalent to getting 4,000 mileage. Once again, equivalent, you're not actually getting the mileage yourself. And 80% of 4,000 is 3,200. That's as if you were getting, it's equivalent to getting 3,200 mileage, though you're not exactly getting it. So total there will be 4,533 mileage, plus all the pulls you're gonna get. So you could RNG yourself the other rate up unit for the banner, or the off banner units, the 4 stars and all the 3 stars as well. To sum it up very briefly, getting the 600 package is worth it. It is more efficient, and that's all you need to know really. But the reason why I think it's worth it to pay the full 900 price is because early on you really want the mileage instead. You're gonna be missing a lot of units in your team early on and you definitely want to get those. And the best way is definitely mileage, because not necessarily they will be on any banners available. For example, I really want Aaron right now, but he's not in any of the banners and probably won't be for a while. So the only way I can acquire him is mileage. And well, you are gonna be building mileage anyways, so if you can help this way to get it faster, that's definitely gonna help. Now, if you kinda wailed a bit or got like the absolute most perfect reroll, then you're probably not really looking for any specific units. In that case, well, maybe you could buy the 600 package instead, as you don't need any specific units from mileage. And gambling for adding is not quite recommended, unless you're wailing really hard of course, or feeling lucky. But in general, for the average player, I would definitely recommend paying the full 900 until you're around your first mileage. After you get the first selector, well, then maybe you could stop buying the 600 package already, as it is worth it. And that shouldn't take you too long, we're talking maybe 1.5 months or something like that. So that sums it up for banners. Let's talk about packages now, shall we? Keep in mind most, if not all of the Premium Scrolls packages are really bad, just pull directly with diamonds. Gold packages, slime packages are usually also pretty bad. Skin packages? Just wait until the promo ends and you can buy just the skin for way cheaper. Just make sure it's not a limited time skin that is gonna go away as the package ends. In that case, your only option is buying the package. The Awakening Crystals package is definitely interesting. In the long run, it's totally not worth it as you will not be needing those. But early on, as you have so many units to awaken, it's definitely good. Keep in mind you could be paying to reset the dungeon every day, and that way it's just way more efficient. But of course it will still take a little time, and if you're impatient you could just buy the package. We will also randomly get other packages like Rank Up Stars, Honor, and those generally are pretty bad, but you should be looking at them case by case. Definitely do not spend diamonds in gold or horseshoes if you're free to play. If you're whaling, well, you could do whatever I guess. I also want to mention that with the release of the global server, we got a very special package for the first month of release. It is just absolutely great. For 2500 crystals you're getting like a 5-star skill book and a lot of other things. It's absolutely great. Definitely buy it if you haven't already. As time passes, we are also gonna be getting all the 5-star book packages, and those usually are worth it, though they also need to be looked case by case, and whether they are worth buying can be kinda debatable. But they usually cost 3000 crystals and are quite solid. And that is all. See ya!